Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for episode 6 of season 2 of House of the Dragon. We're going to go ahead and hop into this. So if you want to see the full length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you're a member of the channel, get you access as well. It doesn't watch a long format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes for actually the entire episode. Over there, you get the same thing for all the other shows and movies that we cover on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote on movies to react to each month. We got monthly Q&As, behind the scenes footage to try to make it worth your while, so you are going to do your way to support channel. But guys, at the end of the day, I really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. To at least leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Huge shout out to the team over at Prepper for helping me edit on these highlights for you guys here on YouTube. With that all said and out of the way, let's get ready to hop into episode 6. Here we go. I always like the little subtle ways the tapestry changes every episode. Like that time it wasn't red blood leading towards the throne. There's other little changes all throughout. You know, they kind of telling the story as it unfolds. It's just so much fun.
1,000 knights of my own, and 7 times as many archers and men-at-arms.
And lions.
The Riverland scum, the Red Fork.
Dude, his armor is sick.
The prince makes his answer, my lord?
My men have had a long march. They are most eager to embrace the hospitality of your keep.
I don't know, something about the way that guy talks just makes me want to slap him in the mouth. I think that's why he gets so much shit on the council.
He dares to summon with haste.
The way he said that was so villainous. Like, mustache twirling villainous.
My brother's army is strong, but it does seem
I am the prince.
Oh shit, I thought that was him. Oh, whoops.
Your irritations are justified, Aemond, but it does seem...
I have a task for you as well, Sir Dylan.
Oh, I just talked right over her.
Stones throw away across the narrow sea. Lannister and Hightower ships will take months to arrive. The Triarchy will delight in a chance to terrorize the sea snake again.
The Triarchy may play at accepting terms, but they are not to be trusted. Your father knew this. What has come of our letters to the Greyjoys?
You know, enemy of my enemy. You know, reaching out to the enemies of the sea snake, drawing them to your cause.
Even if the blockade could be broken, are we to invite these alien raiders into our waters so close to King's Landing?
It's time you set out for Harrenhal, I think.
Ooh.
Your Grace, if Daemon prevails in the Riverlands, I no longer have the numbers to challenge him.
The longer we wait, the more chance he will prevail. Lannister will march from the west.
I mean, he's not wrong there.
I'll fly out to meet you when the time is right. My uncle is a challenge I welcome, if he dares face me.
I would like to see that match.
I caution you, Aemond. Boldness is one thing, but overconfidence...
Remind me of your place on the small council.
You know very well I represented your father during the last years of his life, and I have been a counsellor to Aegon.
Capably so. You served the realm well at a time of need. That need is ended. You are no longer obliged.
Ooh.
You have the impetuousness of youth and its arrogance, neither of which is to be desired
I
in a
release
king.
you of your seat, such as it was.
Wow, he's like impenetrable.
Have the indignities of your childhood not yet sufficiently been avenged?
You have the gratitude of the crown.
And that is all you will get here. Damn, removed from the small council. Whew. And them planning on treating with the enemies he's made in the free cities to garner allegiances across the sea. He's making moves. He's playing a chess game. He's good at playing chess in this way. It's nice to see like the transition, the way Aegon was there, the way Aemond is there, the way Viserys is there. This is the different ways everybody carries themselves on the throne. Is so fun to watch.
And I must not go to battle myself, as I am constantly told, lest I am slain or captured, and with me are hopes of victory.
There is still Daemon.
He looks so much like, damn, I can't think of his name. The guy who's on like all of Mike Flanagan's shows.
I need more dragon riders. For Vermithor and Silverwing, and for Seasmoke, who I believe misses his bond. You are of noble birth. And I had always heard, as you know, that the Darklins and the Targaryens had some common blood. Could it be possible?
To even consider such a thing.
I must protest, Your Grace, the risk involved in such a venture.
I am but a man. The dragons are gods. Your Grace honors me beyond what I deserve.
He could very well walk down there and just be, "Count!"
I swore to ward my queen with all my strength and to give my blood for hers. That is my oath, Your Grace.
Then perhaps the gods will favor us.
I saw some really interesting points in the comments last week that I didn't quite consider. Like when they were parading the dragon around through the city, one of the reasons like they saw that as an omen or whatever, an ill one, you know, obviously because they see these dragons as gods and stuff like that, was that also...
Brother.
Oh.
Did you say it? The heir.
Yo. Aww.
You can't possibly still be angry about this.
Oh.
And instead, you chose to celebrate your own rise, laughing at me.
Laughing with the whores and lickspittles.
No.
You have no allies at court
Oh,
but me.
it's so nice to see him again. I love that these visions are getting to bring back people of seasons 1's past.
But to return to Runestone and your lady wife at once, and you are to do so without quarrel by order of your king.
Dude, he is facing his demons here.
Please.
Or really his choices.
What are you playing at, old man?
I do wonder, Your Grace, if you're getting enough sleep. This old place is...
Are you mocking me? Or are you perhaps the culprit who's been tampering with my peace? A friend by day and a foe by night. You are an agent of the Hightower rabble. Or are you still in league with your club-footed nephew? Or is it Rhaenyra herself?
I assure you.
God, he is falling apart.
Whatever your game is strong, I assure you, your king is on his guard.
Yes.
And stop watching me.
Anyway, what I was saying was, all that does is show that the very same banner, the very same thing your king wields as it's his, like, claim to power is so easily slain. Not so easily slain, but it just shows that they're vulnerable, which also means that your monarchy is vulnerable because everything is hinging on the same power source as these dragons.
There's something wrong with me. Someone poisoned me. Food, the wine, or else it's his swamp air, or...
The ghost of Harren the Black.
Drivel! All of it! The ghost, the curses, the blasted weirwood bed, I'm done with it!
Ah, yes, it is your way, is it not? When something does not please you, you run. Dragonstone, Stepstones, Pentos, Harrenhal.
I wake and I do not know where I've been.
There are older things in this world than you, or I, or living memory. You struggle to see there's an anger that blinds you.
She never even wanted it. She spared it no thought.
And that's perhaps why your brother gave the crown to her. Perhaps those who strive for it are the least suited to wear it.
Don't lecture me!
Viserys never wanted it himself, if you recall. He came to him, and he did his best. It's not a prize to be won, but a burden to bear.
I like that.
If you have any counsel for dealing with the River Lords, I'd be glad of it.
Daemon Targaryen asking for help.
Counsel.
There's a difference.
Tully's wisdom has kept their river houses in line for centuries. They would kill each other to the last man if it were not for their liege lord.
That dotard is of no use to us.
What did he call him?
Without him, they will never raise their banners as one. Rivermen are made of mud. They would rather die stuck in it than yield 1 inch to one another.
Then I can do nothing.
God, she is a damn poet out here.
I need help, Alice.
Do nothing now. In 3 days' time, the winds will shift.
Well, what the fuck does that mean? God, she's such an enigma. I love what is happening here, though. Daemon's basically being forced to face himself while presiding here. The other thing that people had said is like when you start handing out dragons to other people, all that means is, well, now they have dragons. Becomes a little less special when everybody's got one. It's very much so a parallel to like the distribution of nuclear power.
Do not show fear.
How could you not? I guess that's the test. Oh. No, okay. Unless he's This dragon's baiting his ass. No, it's okay, I promise. Home! No fear. You were invited. Go.
I've done it.
What? Why? Oh, he did bait him. What? Oh my god. Oh. Well, I thought. Oh, Jesus. I mean, I guess. That sucks. Maybe it was in the invitation. I think his hesitation, once the invite was given, he showed too much fear still. That's my interpretation of it, because once the invitation was given, once the shoulder hit the concrete there, he still was like, should I? And he still hesitated. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Because the second he was like, I did it, was when Sea Smoke was like, haha, bitch, and fucking fired his ass. Good lord.
I wish you to sail with me as my first mate.
There are more experienced men at your service.
You distinguished yourself in the Stepstones, and you have the respect of the crew.
Is this an order or a request?
I will expect you to report for your duties on the morrow.
As my lordship commands.
There you go. And then there's this guy who claims to be a Targaryen.
Bit thin, isn't
It's
it?
either that or the fish.
Nothing but fish in this damn city.
Makes you sick, doesn't it? Knowing they're banqueting every night at the castle. Feasting and merriment for the new Prince Regent.
And him always acting so correct.
I'll tell you, he's no penny pincher. There is to be another revel on the morrow with dancing.
That ain't right. King Viserys loved his feasts and his wine, but never while us small folk went without.
And his rightful heir denied her seat. No use wondering what might have been.
This was a play by our little spy master, wasn't it? Because that seemed very purposeful. Believable, but purposeful.
And Sir Stephen was a valiant knight.
Sea Smoke just peaced out after that? Great. Lovely.
To march on Rook's Rest, a more conventional approach, not as sensational. His numbers were few, but we may yet retake...
Oh!
It is my fault, I think, that you have forgotten to fear me.
Oof.
Might there not be others among the highborn of the Seven Kingdoms?
And who will be so foolish as to try, after hearing what befell Sir Stephen?
I love that in all these scenes you can always still hear the dragons. It's just like they're always looming.
They were ready enough to hear. The usurpers have abandoned them. They are hungry, and they need someone to blame.
And that's where she comes in.
Kindling only. Tonight we will light it, and watch it begin to flare.
When it does, Aemond will put it down with
What are
force.
they gonna do to do that?
If I may, Your Grace, this becomes you.
If she's got all the time in the world here to sit back and think, she can also train, practice herself.
There ain't nothing left.
I've been waiting all day. I'll take anything. Scraps.
Oh God, let's go.
It does occur to me that your grace has yet to name a hand. Sir Kristen, of course, served your brother, but you need one who may advance your cause.
Oh my
with
God.
shrewdness and subtlety.
Do you take me for a fool?
On the contrary, my
Have
prince.
little patience for the self-important Lord Laris, and even less for flatterers and lickspittles. But you are, as it happens, correct. Every king needs a hand. I'll make it your responsibility.
My prince, it is an honor I've never considered for
Well,
myself.
not to serve as hand, you towed to fetch him. Send word to Otto Hightower. My grandsire may be overcautious, but his devotion to his family has never been in doubt.
Oof.
We'll
Ooh.
see it done.
Your grace.
Wow. Oh. God, that was brutal.
His Grace the King has regained consciousness this morning. He is stronger than I thought. This morning his breath comes easier. He may yet live.
What happy news?
He's like, fuck. He's scared.
What do you remember?
Oh, wow.
I remember nothing. You're in the most capable hands, Your Grace.
He returned his ball, whatever the fuck you call that.
I know it's difficult, but it...
What the hell? A dragon come through here? Looks like it. What are the bones of? Oh, well, baby dragons.
There is a large dragon in the Vale.
Rumour of it began shortly after the war, ranging more broadly for food, my maester's surmise.
So there's just a rogue dragon floating around?
It is large and formidable, but alas wild.
Alas.
Huh. That shakes things up a little bit.
Lord Corlys has chosen to raise you up, to serve alongside him, and yet you still continue this subterfuge.
Don't want my men to get the wrong idea.
About what?
Oh. I mean, we knew that. Like, they set up that he was a bastard and stuff like that. Rhaenys pretty much alluded to as such, but that's why he's purposefully shaving his hair. Because that would be a big old giveaway. So he's got to keep this up every time.
You belittle your great opportunity, while me, he ignores.
The sea snake would sooner have high tide claimed by the sea than call us his sons. Stop wasting your life waiting for something that'll never come.
I have tired of being protected. I bring to mind too much their mothers or their daughters. They must see in me a ruler, and the symbols of authority are not jewels and gowns, but the shield and the sword.
My ruler is my mother, and I do not wish it otherwise. Will you lead us to war yourself?
For a certainty, I cannot remain here, pacing the floors, waiting for defeat and despair to visit me.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
I'm doing all I can.
We need Daemon and his dragon.
May I be free for even 1 hour of the constant refrain of Daemon, Daemon, Daemon.
Your Grace.
My queen, our gift is sent.
What gift?
It is hope for clouds over the Blackwater tonight.
God, I want to know what they're planning. So there's a dragon up by the Vale running around, and then we got Sea Smoke having just pieced out. And then whatever they've got. Oh, they sent goodies with their banner on it. It's like, hey, they won't feed you. I will. That is dirty, but that is good. Yep, there it is. Dude, that color contrast too. This is a good choice in general right there. Is there gonna be more? Is there more than just that one? Oh, yes, there is. Oh my God. There is a bunch of them. Oh, what a fucking spit in the face. That is some underhanded shit. Go in there, lay the seeds that are already, not even laying the seeds have already been there. Water those seeds. Give them some fertilizer. Watch it grow, that unrest.
His mending may be long and painful, but it is my sincere hope that his grace will be spared.
And what will he be if he lives?
Alive. Yeah, he was like, meh.
I wondered if you've heard from Father. I've sent ravens to Highgarden and Old Town, but have had no reply.
I've heard nothing. If he wrote letters, it would be to you. You're always his favorite.
Guess it seems the Red Keep, all its privileges, may in fact be a less than salubrious environment for the forming of young men.
Was it the court? Was it their mother?
I just think it's the games.
I must join Sir Kristen. Wish us luck, sister.
I love that exasperation.
This one stopped singing. Isn't that strange?
I thought we might light a candle for Aegon and all our lost souls.
I wonder what the significance of that was.
You, where'd you get that
food. Rhaenyra's ships. Ships! They came ashore in the middle of the night with gifts from the Queen. She thinks of us even now.
Oh. Oh, God. My cabbages! Oh, Jesus.
Mind your flanks. Destroy your grace. Queen of Fishes!
Oh! The Queen of Fishes.
Destroy your grace. Get off! No!
Oh!
Sheathe your swords!
Oh, that's just gonna make it worse. Oh my God, this was such a good plan. Oh my God, that's terrifying. Oh my God. Oh.
You've already written yourself into legend. You survived Dragonfire, but I'm afraid you will never be whole. Orwell has exhausted his abilities. Your mind is all that remains to you. People will pity you, either behind your back or in your presence. And they will stare at you.
Wow.
Your brother rules in your place now, which means that your life is in danger. But I think you know that.
Oh, God. There's a Faustian-ass deal to be made right there. God, what now?
David, she's gone. I'm here now. Your Grace.
Damn.
Sorrowful news from Riverrun, my king. Lord Grover is dead.
Darn.
Riverrun's maesters have been at their wits' end. Our own healer, Alice Rivers, volunteered her renowned skills. She plied her craft, but there was not more to be done.
Or she gave a little nudge. Oh, wow. God, this isn't... Daemon's entire story this season is fucking fascinating. Oh. Ew, what if Alan gets sea smoke? Or this guy. Oh yeah, he's totally getting sea smoke. E. Oh God! I almost cued that just right. I was about to make a joke. It wouldn't have made sense with this pairing, though.
He wished to possess me, but not to be possessed, and to see me take hold, finally, of what he always believed to be his. I fear he may have turned against me.
It is more his way to disappear.
In either case, I've lost him.
Yeah, either way is very bad.
Rhaenys and her dragon are dead. I have Cyrax and 2 young beasts. We cannot take on Vhagar alone. And even if we somehow prevailed, how will I rule a kingdom when my own son doubts me?
You have me.
You have my thanks. Truly.
It was my father who was still a child, and when after many months of this, it became evident that his seed had taken root. There is a scar here as well. I cannot bear children. He left me for dead, but I lived.
I'm so sorry.
Swore to myself I would never trust another.
Wow.
World is cold and cruel, and there are few in it who are steadfast. You have seen me as worthy, as an equal even. Because of that, I will serve you. I believe you are meant to be queen.
Hmm. Kind of felt that vibe as the scene was building.
Begging your pardon, Your Grace. The dragon sea smoke has been sighted flying over Spicetown.
Yes, he does that.
From what we've heard,
that is something he's known to
there's a
do.
rider.
Who?
Right.
Impossible to tell from the ground.
Ooh, let's go.
The Greens? I didn't know who else it could be.
Nope. Damn it. Oh, damn it. I did not want to see those fucking words. Great episode. Great episode. I love how this is all escalating, playing out. Just the unrest on both sides, the different kind of ways they're playing these different chess moves. While they have the numbers right now and the power, they are playing a little more to their strengths. You know, again, brute force right now, the way things are stacked, they can't really hold their own. So they're playing in kind of this Cold War type of scenario here, sending these little, you know, specters out into the taverns and everything, and making the whispers get louder and louder to the playing upon the unrest. It's like, you know, we can't beat them out in the field, but we can weaken them if their attentions are torn between away and home. If there's unrest in the city, if there's unrest in their own house, in their own neighborhood, they have to quell that, and it's going to split their attention, distract them while we garner our strength. And she's trying to find additional riders to seat these dragons that currently don't have one, to get them out on the field. They were starting to entertain that idea of, you know, maybe they don't need to be full Targaryen. Maybe a little bit will be enough. As we learn later, that is enough. But this may have been just a different case. Because even what we've seen with people with a substantial amount of Targaryen blood can still be rejected by a dragon. Having him go out there and take this test, I don't know that it's necessarily a bad idea. He just maybe wasn't the right fit. But I think it's interesting that after that, Seasmoke went out and sought out his own rider. So we have these two brothers here, the shipwright and the sailor, the one that saved Corlys when he fell off into the sea and was almost taken by it. You know, he's turns out they're both bastard sons, obviously, of Corlys himself, though one, as we've learned, keeps having to shave his head because he doesn't want people to know who his father is. He just really wants to distance himself from all of that. He doesn't want to be, you know, under his charge. He doesn't want to be beholden to him. He doesn't want to be in the castle. He doesn't want all of these things. And he's been trying to live his own life, earn his own keep, I guess. Meanwhile, his brother Adam, who's like, hey, man, we can use this. He's got your attention. He owes you now because you saved his life. We can take advantage of that, lift ourselves up. But he doesn't really want to do that. Meanwhile, Adam kind of does. You know, they had this conversation here when we see him shaving his silver hair, again, keeping that secret to himself. Meanwhile, his brother Adam wants for more. He wants his attention. He wants to ascend. He wants to be lifted out of where they are currently staying, where they're currently living at. You know, he's striving for more, and he's like, hey, why wish for something you'll never have? And then Seasmoke seeks him out and chooses him as his rider. Oh, interesting. Meanwhile, Daemon's story back at Harrenhal, he's continuously haunted by these dreams. This time around, he's haunted by his brother, you know, getting questioned yet again for what was said in that tavern. Did he actually say it? And the way that played out, him in these visions, in these dreams, you know, finally being there for him when he truly wasn't, whenever these things happen, these tragedies, like playing upon the duality of Daemon. Like, he wanted to be there, but there was just things about the situation, about his view, about the way he is viewed, that just put him at odds with everything. And it seems like he's really wrestling with or being haunted by his choices, the decisions he's made, the actions he's taken, and the fallout of those actions, and the alternatives he didn't explore. And I don't know, you can see it's really tearing him up, because like you could see when Viserys is digging into him about what he said in that tavern, you could see the pain in Daemon's eyes. Same like when he was there, like the lament, the regret, when he wasn't there for him, when he needed him, when his wife had passed. You know, he's I don't know. He's such an interesting character. This place, he's trying to run from it, as he does from a lot of things when it gets messy. And I think that's the thing too. Like, he cuts and runs rather than faces anything. Like, he has this idea, this fear, this buildup of expectations and confrontation. And Alice is trying to guide him and help him understand. Meanwhile, his instincts are to run. Just like what Massaria said here, it's like he's either betrayed you or he's ran. It just shows that that's just what he does. That's the reputation that he has. Things get a little difficult. If it doesn't go his way, he'll just disappear. I love what's going on there as he's just unraveling. I really don't know where he's going to land in all of this. He's been trying to get the hold of the Riverlands. He's been hoping to get it in any other way that doesn't revolve around Grover Tully. You know, the young kid wouldn't want to kill his grandfather or anything like that, so he didn't. And then Alice offers her hand, her help. In the end, after everything, after their conversation, after she really kind of lays into him about his habits, about the world, his point of view and all these things, and then he just finally snaps and asks her for help, for advice, for counsel. And who is it that's there, lending their help when Grover passes? Alice. Now he gets what he wants. Now he's got that kid in power who was willing to do this thing, but just not against the wishes of his grandfather. And now he can make a move to get these forces under his hand, under his control, under his reins. And then meanwhile, Aemond is trying to make his own plays. He's restructuring the council. He's relieved his mother from being on there because he's like, hey, you don't serve any purpose here. While you're trying to be the voice of reason, I'm not going to hear any of it. Like, he's like rigid in where he's going with all of this, what he wants, what his aims are. He's got his eyes on a prize and he's doing what he can to make that happen. The scene between him and Larys was also really good. I love the way that he turned that around. He set it up, framing it in a way that makes him think like he's the one being offered the position of hand, when he's like, no, you're great and all, you can do all these things, which is why I want you to tell who I really want to be hand, and that's Otto. But no one has even heard from Otto, which is kind of a little concerning. So hopefully nothing nefarious has happened there, but who knows? We'll see. Aemond is also threatening Aegon in his conscious hours, being like, hey man, so what do you remember? You don't remember me fucking you up out of the sky, right? And we're not going to tell anybody about that, right? And he's like, dude, I don't remember anything. Please, just, I don't, I swear. You know, and that fear in Aegon, you know, when Larys is just trying to figure out where and who to like align himself with to keep himself safe and elevated. And I think he's choosing his player in all of this. You know, he's allied himself with Aegon. He's telling him the hard truth. And now, too, that they are both very similar in the way that they are perceived with their conditions. You know, I wonder how that relationship is going to continue to grow, because we already know that Larys has been able to seed thoughts into Aegon himself, even if they have some kinship or similarities right now. At the end of the day, I think Aegon's still going to just be a puppet of Larys's, which is just sad in and of itself. But I think what Aemond's trying to do here has pushed Larys towards choosing the other side. So I'm curious to see like how that's going to fall apart. Like, is Aemond even going to allow Aegon to return to rule? He handed him his stone back. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting pieces being moved around right now, and I really don't have a clear picture about where things are gonna, what the strategy is, what the outcome is going to look like, and that's the fun of it all. I love the way this whole season has been structured. It's had a little bit of a slow burn to it as tensions continue to rise, the winds start to change. Every episode, everything's starting to feel a little different. It's very entrancing in a way to see how the story is evolving. And then we learned about this rogue dragon up in the Vale. And again, why have they kept that secret? Like, they want to be like, they kept saying like, what if Vhagar comes? What if Vhagar comes? It's like, what's the likelihood he would come all the way up to the Vale? You know, the battle right now is going to be for the Riverlands, but that's not what they were really concerned about. What they were really concerned about was this rogue wild dragon that's been terrorizing the countryside, which is why they've been wanting larger dragons. They were a little disappointed when they got these little baby dragons. So that's why they were a little concerned. That's come out now as you know, they've now laid eyes upon the wastes of these livestock out in the wilds who were grazing and just taken out. And it showed the truth of the matter. There's another dragon out there, untamed. So we got Vermithor, we got the other one, I can't remember. We got Sea Smoke, the named ones that we know of that are unseated. Well, Sea Smoke now is no longer on that list. We still have the other two down in the bottom. And then there's this new one that is just out and about doing its own thing that we haven't even seen. Coming back to the Battle of the Riverlands, now that Grover Tully has fallen and Daemon may be able to actually rally these forces together, they did set up in the small council meeting that, you know, if they advance on Harrenhal, you know, when needed, Vhagar will be there because Aemond really wants to face Daemon. And I wonder if that's going to happen in this season. I feel like we're ramping up to that. I think that's one of the reasons why maybe we are drawing out like this Daemon story, what he's going to do, who is he going to align himself with, what's going to happen with all of that. And if it's not in this season, it'll probably be in the next one, obviously. I just think they're definitely really laying the foundation of that. Because like those two characters very strongly parallel each other, but they're on very different story paths right now, character-wise. Like their characters are on kind of two completely different journeys right now. While they were set up in the same way, and he sees Daemon as like the ultimate challenge of his skill, of his reputation, and all of these things. Like he's looked up to him as this, like, I don't know what you would call him, not exactly a hero figure, but like a rival almost. If we do get that this season, you know, I'm not sure if that's going to be the finale or the penultimate. I can't wait to see how these final 2 episodes play out. But guys, what did you think of this episode? How do you guys feel about it all? Sound off in the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If it did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before you go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Manny Sherritt, York, Scott, Melito, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey Hill, Jake and Trail, Eric Official, Casey Wood, and Russell Crockett. Thank you guys so much for continued support. But that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.